Hello, welcome back to our second lecture of Linux class. Today I'm going to talk about some of the very basic Linux commands. But before I do that, as you can see here on your screen, this is the desktop for Red Hat Linux. I have installed Red Hat Linux version 5, which is also most popularly known as RHEL 5. And this desktop pretty much looks kind of like Windows, but Windows starts here from the bottom. This one starts from the top here, and as you can see in the applications there are accessories where you have archive manager, calculator, even there is dictionary and quite a few other things. One of the important applications is a terminal application here, which we will be using a lot. I will just minimize this right now, and as you can see there are quite a few other applications in the accessories. Then there is a lot of graphics application. I have not installed almost quite a few things I have not installed here. Most of the things that you will see are not related to the user experience of graphical stuff, but as you can see there are quite a few programming, development, C++, compiler things, and KDE developer things. Anyway, there is a sound, music, system tools are also there. One of the things that you may want to see is the file browser. This is similar to our Windows Explorer. It will tell me all the different directories and files and everything else. Let me go to the OPT directory, and there is another directory inside that, and another, and quite a few other things. So this is also something that you may be using, a file browser. And then I will not go into places here, but another important thing is systems. In systems here there are quite a few things. File management is again similar to what we have seen earlier, the behavior of the files, the display of the file, and all other things. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I would leave it up to you to figure out most of the things. Administration is the task, is the tab that I will kind of spend a little more time on. But eventually when you become a Linux administrator, you will not be spending a whole lot of time using the graphical tools, because rarely at your workplace you will get this kind of a graphical user interface. You will mostly be using things like this. You will log in from your Windows machine to a Unix server, and I will show you in one of the lectures I had how do you do that. There is a very popular software, an open source software called as PuTTY, and PUTTY. If you download this PuTTY software, this allows you to connect to a Unix, pretty much any Unix server, whether it's an AIX or Solaris or HPUX or even Linux, to any Unix server from a Windows machine, and that will show you a screen like this, and you will be always working on the screen. So most of the time you will be using commands, and you will not be using this graphical user interface to manage your server. So I will not go into the whole lot of details, but as you can see here, there is a tab here for users and groups. This is where you will be adding users to your system. Right now there are 3 users. One is Oracle, Shaker, and U1, and then there are different groups to manage these users, so on and so on. So let us not go into too much of details of this. You can also install one of the very popular software, which is OpenOffice. I have not done it here. We will try to install an OpenOffice during our second session, which is 133, and we will see how we can use OpenOffice, which is very similar to Microsoft Office, and many people are kind of slowly shifting to OpenOffice from Microsoft Office just because of one reason, because it is free, and it actually allows you to do almost everything that you can do in Microsoft Office. So we'll see that a little later, but that is one of the software that is probably very helpful to you, and that requires a graphical user interface. So let us now open up a terminal. I have done a right click here and click on open terminal. You can do the same thing by clicking on applications, applications, programming. Where did it go? Sorry, applications, accessories, and terminal. It will do the same thing, and this is where we're going to execute our Unix commands. What I just pressed here is Shift, Control, and plus to make it bigger in the font, and to make it smaller in the font I will just press Control minus. So again it is Shift, Control, and plus to make it large, and Control minus to make it small. Anyway, let us now change to a different workspace. This is a different workspace. As you can see here at the bottom, I can change from one workspace to another workspace, and currently we are here where we will be executing our Unix commands. But you can have multiple workspaces. If I right click here, then it will allow me to manage my workspaces. Right now I have 5 of them. If I need to add one more, I added one more, and similarly here, immediately here you will see that I have additional workspaces. So this makes our job a little easier. So these are some of the basic commands. So let us try working on the basic Unix commands now. The first one is date. So let us go here and execute a command. Date. Date is a command which will give you the current date. Obviously today is June 22nd, that is today's date. It is year 2010, and it will also give you the current time. This is my time, Indian Standard Time, 9:21. I have not set up my time correctly because right now it is almost 12 o'clock and it is showing 9:21. I can set my time a little later, but for the time being, just remember that date is a command which will display the date, today's date, and the current time. That is the first command. The second command is cal. Cal stands for calendar. So if I just type cal, this shows you the calendar for the current month, June 2010, and today is 22nd of June, and that's what is highlighted. Now you can have quite a few different options to the cal command. So if I say cal 2010, it will show me the entire calendar for year 2010, as you can see it here. And now since I have increased my font, it doesn't look so nice. So let me reduce my font by typing control minus, and then I will type my command one more time. You can hit the up arrow key to get the previous command, and the down arrow key to get to the most recent commands. So I'm going to execute now cal 2010, and this will show me a nice looking calendar here for the entire year of 2010. So this is one of the options in cal. There is another command, clear, CLEAR, which will clear the screen, which I have actually not written here. So let me write that down. Clear. Clear is the command to clear the screen. So I have cleared the screen, and now let us use another option to cal 3 2010. This will show you the calendar for the month of March, which is the third month. If I type cal 12, it will show me the calendar for the month of December. If I type something like this, cal 13, obviously there is no month with the number 13, and it is giving me an error message. This error message shows me that this error message came from the command cal, and this is the error message. So it kind of tells you where the error message came from. Again, let me clear the screen now, so we can move to the next command. The next command is echo. Echo is a very simple command to print something on the screen, ECHO, and I'm going to type hello. What did it do? It printed hello. If I type echo hello there, it will print hello there. So you don't need to type things in single quote or double quote, but it is always advisable to type it. For example, I want to type hello there with 3 spaces or 4 spaces in the middle and see what gets printed. The spaces are removed, and because of this reason you should put things in single quotes. Hello there, it will print more spaces in there. So whatever you want to print, you should put that in single quotes. This is probably the most common way. You will also see many people using double quotes, and the difference between double quotes and single quotes is something that I don't want to go into right now, because that is pertaining to a lot of shell scripting where you use variables in your string. So right now, just for the time being, remember that whatever you type in single quotes will be printed as it is on the screen. Okay, so that is the echo command. Now let me again clear the screen by typing the clear command, and coming back to the next command, which is on line number 7. The command is history. History is a very interesting command. It shows you what commands you have typed so far. I have typed so far 187 commands, and as you can see, we started typing commands from this point. Date was my first command, then cal 2010 I typed it twice, clear command. Quite a few commands I have typed so far, and recently I have typed the command history, and even before that I have typed a command who, which we will see a little later. So this will tell you what commands you have typed so far. Now if you want to execute a command which is let us say command number 175, right here, command number 175, you can just type exclamation mark and 175, and this will print the calendar for the month of March. So exclamation mark and the number for that command, and again history will show you that you have typed that command as 188. So history is a very nice command to tell you what commands you have been writing. Now there are some variables which will allow you to store the maximum number of commands that you have typed so far. What is that number? By default it is 1000. We will see a little later how to change that number so you can store commands more than 1000 in the history command. So all those things kind of will come a little later. Today is our first lecture. Now the next thing is alias. Alias is also another interesting command, and this command, let me clear the screen again, is actually a command to create another command. Alias is a command to create another command. Many people always say or also say that alias is a command to create a nickname for another command. So for example, cal 3 2010, this is the command that you usually enter for whatever reason. Maybe you are born in the month of June 1986, so you always run this command to find out what is the monthly calendar for your birth month. So, but this is a lengthy command, so what you can do is use the alias command to create a very small nickname. Let me think of a good word. Let us say B is equal to, in double quotes, cal 6 1986. What has just happened that we have created a command called as B, and whenever we type command B, it will actually execute the command cal 6 1986. So let me execute the command B. It is cal 6 1986. So this is how you create nicknames or short commands of your own. It's a very handy thing. Right now the cal command is also very small, but eventually you will be writing commands which are very long, kind of difficult to remember, and alias is a great way of creating shortcuts for those commands. So that's what alias is. Then there is a command called a sleep command. Sleep command actually doesn't do too much. It literally sleeps. Sleep, and I would say 6. Sleep 6 is gonna really sleep for 6 seconds, and after 6 seconds it will come back to my command prompt. By the way, this is called as a command prompt. Oh, come on. This is what my command prompt is. It is called as command prompt because that is where I type my Unix commands. Sleep 2 will sleep for 2 seconds and then it will come back to the command prompt. So it kind of delays the execution by 2 seconds. It delays the execution by 6 seconds. Why do we need this command? You will see when you are writing shell scripts, you will use this command quite frequently to kind of wait for some other process to finish so that you can start your own job. So mostly used in Unix shell scripting. There is not too much of use of this command as a day-to-day regular command. So sleep will sleep for 2 seconds. That's a simple command. Now the next command is a command which is time, and the reason I kind of taught you the sleep command is to understand what the time command does. Many people say time command will show you what your current time is, which is absolutely incorrect. This is one of the very common interview questions, a very basic interview question. They will ask you what shows you the current time of your system, and the answer to that is the actual date command that we have seen. It is not the time command. The time command doesn't show you the current time. The time command is used to find out, let us say, echo hi there. So echo hi there is a command which will execute, and it may take 2 microseconds or 2 milliseconds to execute that command, and the time command is really going to time that echo command. That means it will tell me how long it took to run that command, and it is telling me that right now it took almost 0 seconds. It has taken some time, but it is so minuscule that it is showing me almost 0 second, and that is why I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna say time sleep 4. This will show me that how long it is gonna take to run the sleep command, and you will see it took 4 seconds and some extra time. That is that extra overhead for running the sleep command. So this is the time is a command to tell you how long the other command is going to take, how long the echo command is going to take, how long the sleep command is going to take. Time date will tell me how long the date command took. This time you will see date command took a little longer than 0 seconds. So it does have some CPU utilization, and almost all commands have CPU utilization, but this time it showed that it took real time of 12 milliseconds. Now what is a user time, what is a system time? Usually the real time is our clock time, literally the time on our clock, and the user time and the system time are little different. When we will talk about the kernel parameters, kernel configuration, we will see what is the difference between the user time and the system time. The system time is usually the time taken by the kernel of the operating system. Kernel is basically the core program of the operating system. It is the heart of the Linux operating system. That's what a kernel is. It's a bunch of programs collected together. Anyway, we'll see what kernel is a little later. In fact, we're going to see how to compile a Linux kernel on your own. It requires a lot of knowledge of C programming and other things. Anyway, let us clear this thing and go back to our commands. Now the last 3 commands are related to finding out more information about some other commands. Man, man command is probably the most important one. Man stands for manual. Okay, manual is documentation. So I say man, and then I will say echo. This will tell me more information about the echo command. It tells you that echo command displays a line of text, and then it will tell you quite a few other things. There is a -n option, there is a -e option, there is a -E option. By the way, Unix is case sensitive, so the minus lowercase e and minus uppercase e's are totally different. So what are the meanings of these options? Okay, so -n here, for example, do not output the trailing new line. So let us try this thing now. Trailing new line is echo -n hi there. See, no new line. New line means it doesn't come on the second line. So it printed this thing, and immediately after that there was no new line character printed. If I just do echo hi there, THERE, okay, then it will print how many characters? 1, 2, 3. The third character is the space. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there is a invisible character here after E, which is a new line character. And because of that new line character, the command has come to the next line. The command prompt has come to the next line. So that new line character is always printed when we type the echo command, but if we type the -n, then there is no new line character. So where did I get this information from? I typed man and echo. You can type man and any command, man sleep. It will give you more information about the sleep. It tells you right now, sleep command, the purpose of sleep command is to delay for a specific amount of time. And you can see here that the pause for number seconds. Number means how many numbers, how many number you put it there. If you want to add a suffix there, then you can put S for seconds, which is the default, M for minutes, and H for hours, and D for days. So let me kind of try this thing now. Now to come out of the man page, you must type Q, and then only you will come out of the man page. I have just typed Q to come out of that. And now let us type this sleep command, sleep 1M. It will sleep for entire 1 minute, 60 seconds, not 1 second. So M stands for a minute, H stands for hour, D stands for day, and all that stuff. But I really don't want to wait until that finishes, so I'm gonna kill this command. The way to stop, or the way to kill the command, is to type Control and C. So I have just typed Control C, and whatever is running has been terminated. So that's what the Control C is for, and it's probably one of the important commands that you will be using. So let me write it down here, CTRL and C. C is in lowercase. So that is what a man page is. I would recommend very highly that you keep reading the man page. The more man pages you read, the better system administrator you will become. Okay, that is what man pages are. And now the last two commands there, what is and info. Once you know the man page, there is really no need to know the remaining two commands. The remaining two commands are what is and info, because man pages, that's what they are popularly known as instead of manuals. The man pages contain all the information regarding a command. Then what is sleep. What is sleep? Actually, this will tell you some brief description about the sleep command. Very brief description, not so useful. So what is echo? It will tell you very brief description about the echo command, and so on and so on. And then info sleep will give you kind of a similar information, as you can see here, similar information as the man pages. I like to read man pages most of the time, but in some rare circumstances I have also seen that the info pages have better information than man pages. So it's up to you to read whether man pages are good for you or info pages are good for you. And again, to come out of info, you type Q. So this is what our first session of commands is. So we have learned almost starting from line number 3 till line number 14, almost 11 or 12 commands we have learned so far. And remember these commands. Most frequently used command is probably date, another frequently used command is clear, and another frequently used command is Control C. And obviously you should be using man command very frequently to learn more things about each command. So let us stop here right now, and we'll continue our next session a little later. Thank you.